As an anxiety-ridden teen, you don't know what to do. You're trying to turn to some places, you might want to turn to some crowds to feel better, but what you need to do is you need to listen to these things and know that you are great. My name's Nick Tabor. I'm a personal trainer. I talk about this stuff because I've lived through it. And man, as a teenager, 15, 16 years old, man, my life was just not great. It was just, the eternal battle that goes on in your head as a teenager, man, is just god awful. I mean, let's just say it straight up for what it is. It's just weird. It's, you're at the point in your life where you're possibly just getting to a point where you might know what you're going to be as an adult. And then you get to a point where you're just like, maybe I still want to be a kid. But everybody else is thinking that you're at that level too. You're like, maybe I'm still here, but you want to be over here because we're starting to get to drive a car, starting to think about getting jobs. Schoolwork is getting more serious and things, and you're thinking about what do I want to do as an adult, and all that. There's just it's hitting you, and you're like, I just want to go do nothing for a little while. That's fine. Maybe you don't know what you want to do, or maybe you don't know what's happening. It's okay too. I didn't know what I really wanted to be until I was maybe in my 20s. And I grew up, I just was one of those kids. I was kind of a latchkey kid. And meaning that, I would go home. My parents were at work, so I had a few hours by myself. And, they came home, we all ate dinner, I did my homework, and, I spent a lot of time on my own. Either I was on websites that I wasn't supposed to be on, or I was on other music websites, learning about bands and trying to play certain instruments, and, thinking like, well, what do you want to do? And I remember very, very distinctly having a discussion with my counselor in high school, and walking home thinking, what do I want to do in my life? What do I want to do? And why do I need to decide this now? Now, I always knew, like, looking back in hindsight, I always wanted to be some form of a teacher. I just didn't know this was going to be the format that I was going to do it, or as a personal trainer, I didn't know I was going to do stuff like this either. Didn't know I was going to be a personal trainer to begin with, by far, but it's fine. Like, I figured out that what I needed to do, what I liked doing, was challenging myself to try things and doing bigger, better things. I mean, that's actually why I got this tattoo of climb on my wrist. Every time I look at it, I'm like, okay, I got to challenge myself. I got to keep going. When I feel that I'm in the depths of despair, I look at it, I'm like, I can do more. I could do bigger, better things. I could keep going. And I liked that. But when you're a teenager, sometimes you just want to get through the day. I mean, I didn't have great athleticism. I was good. I wasn't in any clubs or anything at school. I simply just wanted to get in, get out, and just, get through the day as painlessly as possible. If you're bullied or if you're anxiety, you know what I'm talking about. Like, how do you get through that? And, getting through life, and you're like, I got to figure out life at this point. I got to figure out where I'm going to go to college, if I'm going to go to college. How do you get through it? What do you do? And I mean, in hindsight, I know what to do now, but, man, I wish I had this video 20 years ago. First thing you want to do, I got a 3-step process for you. Know that it is okay with how you're feeling right now. We said it, there's a horror storm going on in your head. You're trying to figure out your life, and like, you know what? Some adults don't even know what we're going to do. Some adults my age don't even know what we're doing yet. And, I'm way closer to retirement than you are. I'm actually more closer than I thought. But you've got to just do what you can do, but know it's all right. Your parents may yell at you, or you may feel that it's just like the world is piling on you, but it's not your fault. My friend, it is not a bad thing. but you constructively work your way through knowing that it's okay. And everything you do right there is going to be temporary. Step number 2, find that thing you're great at, or at least try something. Whatever brings you joy, legal. Whatever brings you joy in your life where you're like, I think I can go ahead and do that, or I want to try it. Like, I played guitar for a while. I figured out how to play a few songs. I played bass. I didn't do great. I was like, I kind of dug it, but you know what? It got me through some things, and my grandmother taught me how to play some piano when I was a kid, and like I can hack around at it, but it gave me time to think. And I'm like, yeah, I can kind of do this, and you're exploring, you're finding out new things, and maybe you're gonna pick this up for a little bit. Maybe it'll be a fad, but anything legal that you want to do, and then say, hey, I've tried it, I did it. Maybe it's not that, but keep challenging yourself to do great things and do things and see what you do like. What do you want to do with your life? Maybe you don't have that answer. Don't doubt it if you don't. That's all right. That's fine. But what we want to do is you keep trying, you keep doing it. And remember, step 1, it's okay. You got to do that. Number 3, look in the mirror and say, I am awesome. We have a great video on self-confidence. It's actually going to be right around here later on in this video. But I want you to go ahead and check that out, because that's probably one of the best things, and you could start right away. If you look in the mirror, I'm going to get real close to the camera. You just say, I'm awesome today. I'm great. I feel good. And you know what? Today may not be the best day, but it's going to be a good day anyway. Let's do it. You don't have to get that close either on there, but just look at yourself. Look at yourself dead in the eyes and say, it's okay. It's going to be fun. Today's, or maybe it's not going to be fun, but it's not going to hurt. You're going to get through the day and you're going to be all right. And remember, it's okay. Find those things and look at yourself and say, I'm amazing. And keep going with that. You're going to do great. Remember that video I told you about self-confidence? It's right here. Go check it out, and I'll see you there. And as always, climb.